people are going to look it up. They're going to see the image and they're going to be like, Anna, you can't. And I'm like, you got to give it a shot. It's genuinely funny. I feel like I haven't even lived half my life yet. Like, there are so many things that I have not gotten to do that I would love to do.
開けろ。準備運動は終わりだ。
The American comedian Mitch Hedberg had an idea once that I'd like to bounce off of you. Do you think they should make a fajita cologne?
No.
Why not?
When I smell, well, okay, so I guess what is the point of cologne? Probably pheromones, right? To turn on people. When I see a sizzling plate of fajitas, when I smell it and see it, I wouldn't say horny is the first thing that I feel. It's probably number 4, but I do think that anything that makes me sort of lean towards cannibalism where I wouldn't otherwise is probably not a great idea.
Well, on the subject of eating, do you think Cinnamon Toast Crunch is still the GOAT?
Have I made that public declaration that I thought it was the greatest of all time? Have I changed my mind, or do I think that?
Either or is okay.
It's very possible. I could see me throwing that out as as just, a thought. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is very solid. I have been asked the question before, like, if I could only eat one cereal for the rest of my life, what would it be? And Cinnamon Toast Crunch probably isn't it. Probably a little too sweet for, like, if we're talking every meal every day. I'd probably lean more towards something like an Applejack, maybe a Raisin Bran Crunch. Boring, but we have to think long term here,
Absolutely.
What's going to get me the protein? It's not going to be Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I do like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, though. Just a little too sweet.
It's a little too sweet. That's
just
fair.
sometimes food, like Cookie Monster said.
Oh, hi there. I'm Solid Snake. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, bye.
Do you think masquerade balls should be a more common place for a meet cute?
Yes, I do. I actually went to the Labyrinth Masquerade Ball this year. It was my first time ever going. I was very excited. And my friend was like, yeah, you might meet a cute guy there. And I was like, I don't think that's the current demographic for these. I think I might meet a lot of ladies and members of the LGBTQIA+, which I'm so excited to meet, but I don't think currently it's a big enough demographic. More groups of... God, actually, I don't want to say that more groups of straight dudes should go to balls, because right now that is kind of a safe space, huh? I don't know. I think they should have to take, you know what? I think more straight dudes should go, but they should have to take a test beforehand. They should have to qualify to get their ticket. I think that would be really beautiful.
They need to pass the aura check before they get in.
Exactly. What color is your aura? Only green ones allowed in. Aura experts, I don't know what that means. Don't come for me, please. Green might be bad. I don't know.
Did you ever find the Princess Mononoke from the 2022 Anime Expo?
Did I find any?
No, there was a Princess Mononoke cosplay that you quite liked. Did you ever find the person who did it?
No, I didn't, unfortunately. I know that there are, I've seen a ton of incredible Princess Mononoke cosplayers, but there was something about this one. She did it so well, man. It was probably not real leather, but it looked like it was just so convincing, so realistic, even down to the boots. I feel like the little booties she has that are tied around cloth are the hardest part to make look good. And gosh, she nailed it. Yeah, I still think about her from time to time. I'll never find my Princess Mononoke. That's the sequel to My Neighbor Totoro as well.
The one that got away.
It got away, damn it.
Is there a world you would most like? Go ahead.
I should ask if I can swear. I just realized it's my default.
No, I don't care. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. All right.
Is there a world you would most like to be isekai'd into?
So I would... first instinct that does fall under this is Spirited Away. That would be my OG favorite isekai story. Miyazaki movies and Ghibli movies are my favorites. Now, there's maybe some room for debate if the world of Howl's Moving Castle might count as well. In and of itself, I don't think it actually counts as an isekai story, because I think technically he's just going from location to location all in her world. But boy, I love that one too. They're kind of in the middle of wartime though, huh? Now that I think about it. Spirited Away works. She kind of handled that situation, and I think it'd be a vibe. I'd turn into a pig though. The food did look really good. I'm okay with that. I'd go to Spirited Away and turn into a pig.
Tell you what, I'll ping pong to this one. When I watch like dramas or whatever set in LA, and like the show Barry comes to mind, showing like the auditioning process and all these things. Are auditions really as bad as people say? I always see the things of like casting directors like on their phone and not paying attention. Is it really that bad?
I haven't seen Barry, so I'm not entirely sure of the exact reference, but right now, ever since COVID, almost everything is self-tape now. So very rarely do you actually go in and audition for people. A lot of times that can be a callback step, but now a lot of times callbacks are virtual as well. It can be like that. I would say the biggest bummers are that you sometimes only get one shot at it, and then the reader's like, how could you do this to me? You're a fucking monster or whatever. I tell you, swearing's my default. I apologize. And that's hard to act off of, and it kind of throws off what you've rehearsed and all that stuff. Even though acting is reacting in the moment, it's hard to react off of that. And I'd say the other biggest thing that gets in your mind is seeing all of your competition out in the hallway and like hearing them go through the scene and being like, oh, that's how they read that? Like, I wasn't thinking that way at all. And so it is very much like you can wait for 45 minutes, get in there and do it once, and then they're like, okay, thanks. And then you're like, all right, I'll drive an hour and a half back home, and thanks for seeing me. This was great. Real good use of my time. But every job has good and bad, so it can be rough. But there are some very wonderful, welcoming casting directors as well.
Was your dance background helpful when you picked up boxing?
Yeah, probably. I'd say, honestly, I'm a big proponent of everyone should take dance when they're young, which is maybe like, I know dance classes can, be pricey, and I understand that's not necessarily accessible to everyone all the time. But I really do think that learning how to move and use, coordination and flow and movement and whatnot helps out a lot of places. And in boxing as well, it did help out a little bit, knowing how to turn my hips and place limbs in certain places. That's what boxing is, right? I've done boxing. Yeah.
This is a very esoteric question. The NBA player, I'm not an NBA person. I just know him from his interviews. Jaylen Brown, I believe his name is. He said something once about like he's a defender and he has to try and figure out like the BPM of the people he's playing against to like figure out when they're going to shoot. And again, I realize this is very esoteric, but do you find that people have like dances or things that they naturally gravitate towards? Like, if you just put someone in a room and told them to dance, do you think like there is a form of movement that would speak most true to like each individual person? It seems like quite an infinite art form.
That's a really interesting thought that I've never really thought of before. I would say obviously everyone's first thing would be to default to societal pressures and just do some silly little like something like this. Especially white people are going to do a lot of kind of elbows, something like that. Probably myself included. But if you were to like put on someone's soul song, something that speaks to them, yeah, definitely. I think it's just like how music speaks to us in different genres of music speaks to us depending on what we've gone through in our lives, like what we can relate to. So yeah, I definitely think because dance is so directly linked to music, everyone would have their own preference for sure. You'd still get a lot of white person like kind of like this though, maybe like a little twist. The twist will never die. You can't make it.
The twist is immortal.
It lives on.
This is completely unrelated in every way, so I can't think of a transition. But one of the things I wanted to do is like a lot of your videos, touch on human connection and meeting different people and all these things. So I guess this is like kind of a two-part question. One, this is a way of introducing you to like some new music I dig, but also I just wanted to ask you about some of these. So I wrote down 3 quotes from some of my favorite bands, like on, love, relationship things. And I'm just curious if you have a reaction to them. And if you don't, that's fine. The first one is from Alexis Krauss of Sleigh Bells, who said, I only fall in love with the flaws. Do you find that to be true?
No. No, not at all. I feel like when you fall in love, or love in general can be very rose tinted, can be very, you're willing to overlook the bad things or work on them. Foolish love is being willing to merely overlook the bad things. True love, you work on those things and figure out how the puzzle pieces fit together, of course. But I can see it going both ways. I can see a lot of times the case is that something that you might love about someone when you first start dating turns into something that you get annoyed by. That is unfortunately a pretty common pattern. But I could see the other thing being true of like little things. I don't know about bad, but maybe unique things that stand out about them that other people might not appreciate, you can appreciate or grow to love or things like that. I can understand that aspect of it. As a whole, though, I wouldn't sign that bill, I don't know.
Olivia Rodrigo said, I'm planning out my wedding with some guy I'll never marry. Does that strike true to you?
No. I'm sorry, Olivia. I'm planning. Oh, sure. Actually, no, I do get it. Yeah. I can see that. The way that it speaks to me, how I can sort of digest that is, everyone I think has this perfect dream person in mind that they would like to eventually marry, and like, that's the marriage they're planning out with this perfect ideal person. And when you realize that doesn't exist, the perfect person does not exist, that every single human being has flaws, pros and cons and flaws and great things, I think then I get that's how I relate to that. Then it's a different marriage with a different person who is Mr. Right or Miss Right or they right or whatever, but not necessarily the person you were always imagining. Yeah. Okay, Olivia. I had to chew on that one, but I'll sign that one.
Last one for you. This is from Molly Rankin of Always, perhaps the most skeptical of love of the group. And she wrote, alter my state to get through this date. How do you feel?
I mean, you're barking up the wrong tree. I'm straight edge, so I kind of have to raw dog life and dates as well. I don't. I'm assuming altering states could be multiple things. Obviously, it doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol. I guess we all alter our state by trying to appear as our best selves in some way on a first date. But yeah, I don't relate to that one too much.
Is there a way, like, I saw someone ask Olivia this, and if you would have answered this is fine, but like, if a date's going badly, do you have a way that you just like quickly get out of there? Like, do you have a go-to? Do you say you're going to the bathroom and then ditch it? Or do you just say like, this sucks, I'm going to leave?
I don't want to tell my secrets to the whole.
That is,
like, what am I going?
That is fair. You do not have to answer that.
Usually, I have gotten very good at having an hour and a half conversation with anyone on Earth. Now, if they were to do some truly heinous something, I would go. I would just go. But if it's just like I'm not vibing, I'm really good at having an hour and a half conversation with someone and then finding a natural stopping point and being like, I'm gonna go. I say, and again, I don't want to like.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. I don't want to.
A lot of times, it's not a lie, but a lot of times, for first dates, people will park their cars at a place where there is a time limit. So it's sort of I gotta go drive away. And that's not a lie. It's just maybe you parked there on purpose.
Advanced thinking, yeah. We touched on, I say we, you mentioned Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle earlier. What do you think it is about like Hayao Miyazaki movies? And I guess not that's not the proper phrasing of the question. What I mean to say is, what is so unique about like girls and young women in his films compared to other films?
I love the fact that a lot of his films feature young women as the heroines. I also, gosh, there's a quote from him that I wish I could remember verbatim. I might be able to find it, but I might not care enough to.
It's the one about like girls not needing saviors, but
That's fantastic. Yes, and both that, and I really like the relationships that they have with their male counterparts, if they have male counterparts in the movie. He had an additional quote. Oh yeah, I guess it's in my Instagram highlights or something like that, huh? It's something along the lines of the relationship of she doesn't need him to save her. They're partners who like want to, live for each other and help each other out. Oh, I am butchering that. You can, hey, add it in post.
is there any side quest you would like to have in life that has not come up yet? Is there like anything you're aching for a quest giver to give you?
Oh, tons, tons. I feel like I haven't even lived half my life yet. Like there are so many things that I have not gotten to do that I would love to do. I started a side quest recently of taking up archery. So that's like one thing, but there are tons more. Like I've always wanted to like go play beach volleyball with a group. Sometimes I get in the mood for like slacklining too, which is obscene because I'm terrified of it. Like I know that I would like try to get on that rope and just be like shaking like a leaf. I wouldn't like it, but I get the craving every once in a while. Never been to Hawaii or Japan, which are two of my bucket list things. Just more like stuff. I always want to go do more stuff. I'm trying to I got some tickets to Paranormal Activity Live coming up soon. Just because I was like, sure, I want to go like do stuff and see stuff. So there's a lot. Yeah, a lot of life left to live. I'm excited.
Does Upright Citizens Brigade improv training help in daily life?
Not probably not when you only take 101. I would say improv training is like dance is very helpful for people in general. Like a lot of improvisers say that everyone should take a 101 improv class. And I totally understand where they're coming from with that. I'm such a person where I have the anxious need to be right all the time, and improv is like a major place where being right isn't the point or the thing or possible most of the time. So I came out of it enjoying my time in the class. Probably had a lot of the skills already just from going through acting classes all of my life. But I have yet to shake the anxious tendency of desperately not wanting to be wrong.
Sure. Well, I guess like, and the thing I would go to is, I guess in improv, the only right thing is just whatever helps the scene, right? So wouldn't that basically, I feel like you're coming at it from an angle of like, there's one right answer and a billion wrong answers, but I feel like it might be that there's like 500 million right answers and you just have to find whatever one is right for you.
You're 100% right. I'm pretty broken. And
No,
I
wouldn't say that.
I would actually say yes then, because if I had really forced myself to stay in there and change my mindset, it probably would have helped me out. So
I had a thing and I'm trying to remember what it was. Good thing I have it written down. How many hobbies do you think you've picked up from fictional characters?
I have next to no hobby. So any video game character that doesn't have any hobbies except working, probably like Solid Snake. That's who I picked up my hobbies from, doing absolutely nothing. That is something I'm actively trying to get better at, is a better work-life balance. Like I said, just took up archery, who knows? So get a little link there. Oh, you know what? I did horseback riding recently too. So I'm really going the link route here, I guess. That's gonna be my answer. There you go.
Yeah. Besides the obvious things like, hair, makeup, and outfits, what do you think are the essential components of a glow up?
Whoa. Of a glow up. I mean, attitude. It's gotta be. It's gotta be like a level of confidence, probably. I would love to have a glow up. Yeah, just a boost in confidence. Do you have an answer for that?
Oh gosh. The only thing I could say is, well, this will probably be around a minute long answer, but I guess the thing I've come to realize, largely from doing interviews, is that the world inside your mind does not stay inside your mind, you know? And I think I had to learn, honestly, a lot of my life and a lot of the things that are very important to my philosophy are things I just picked up from like sports anime. But there are a lot of things like that, you know, like the concept of ego, which I learned from Blue Lock. And it's also because I feel like people hear that and they think of ego and they think of it as like, you know, the alpha male idea of going into a room and needing everyone to, but I don't feel like it's that. I feel like you just have to figure out how to take up space in a way that like makes you feel valuable without like trying to take away from others. So I think for me, I guess I don't want to say that I'm glowing up or whatever, but I think the things that I have found helpful, like, you know, say a year ago to now, are just trying to like clear my mind of all the noise in it. Because like I find that most of the time when I have an interaction I'm not happy with, it's because I was super anxious and I couldn't actually feel what someone else was feeling, you know. And to do interviews well or to have a conversation at a level that I'm happy with, I kind of have to know what the other person is feeling like moment to moment. If I can't feel that, then I'm generally not very pleased with myself. So I think for me, I have found it to be whatever that conglomeration of thoughts sounds like. But
Yeah, just doing the inner work in order to live your
I
best
think
life.
so.
Yeah.
Because it's also like, I think, I don't know. I think the clothes we wear and the way we look and everything, I think it gets back to the aura thing. Like, I think that concept is honestly just the idea of like giving physical manifestation to the inside of someone's mind, you know? So I think about it in those terms, but
I
yeah.
love that. Well, I'll tack on to that. You need to glow up. You got to do the inner work, learn to take up space, and then maybe learn one more dance move than the twist. There you go. It's a glow up.
Okay, I only have a couple more for you, and then I'll get you out of here. But tell you what, one of what's the phrasing I'm looking for? You've made a couple videos on dating sims, and I've heard you talk about them before. I've really never gotten into dating sims, or maybe I've never just given them a chance. What is it that I'm maybe missing about the genre? Like, what is it that you enjoy so much about dating sims?
Well, I would say most of my dating sim experience probably comes in the form of either streaming them for comedic purposes, like building jokes off of the material that they provide, or dating sims that are secretly horror games. So I don't have. This is true. I would say I don't have the most experience with like just straight up seriously playing a serious dating sim where you are just dating. I would say a lot of the ones I play have that comedic twist, especially on stream. I'm not gonna. I don't particularly care to share my real preferences in dating or anything like that. She said after answering like 18 dating questions with like probably brutal honesty. But who knows? I could be lying. Yeah, so definitely I like the comedic dating sims are fine if you want to play them seriously. I always like a dating sim with a twist. Yeah, something like Doki Doki Literature Club. I played one recently called Dinosaur with double D's that was really something, but it was funny. Y'all are gonna see, people are gonna look it up, they're gonna see the image and they're gonna be like, Anna, you can't. And I'm like, you gotta give it a shot. It's genuinely funny. So I don't know. We're all just having fun here, you know?
Okay. I got the last two for you. If you had been in the room at the time, or now, wherever you want to take it, is there a song you would have added to the Voyager Golden Record?
Yes. Now, the purpose of the Voyager Golden Record, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm genuinely trying to remember, is the purpose of it to give a good example of humanity? Like, this is what represents humanity in a good way? Very charitable?
This is very name dropping of me, but actually I interviewed the producer of the Golden Record for a zine I did a few months ago, and he told me that yes, that was the intention. So I can say that for a fact.
All right, because it's otherwise, if it were like we're sending a message, I'd be like, run, 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 run away, baby. Because I'd be like, you just don't want to be here. We're not your crowd. But if I have two answers to this. My first is that if I want to go really gushy, charitable example of humanity, I'd go Rainbow Connection by Kermit the Frog. I think that's one of my all-time faves. And then my second answer would probably be the VeggieTales theme song, because I think humanity really did something there. And there you go. Those are the two songs back to back. I do want them next to each other on the track as well.
We'll make it happen for you. All right, last one for you. This is the one I've asked every person I've interviewed. What kind of art do you think the world needs more of right now?
Ooh. At this current moment, there are lots of ways. Honestly, the thing that's tripping me up the most is probably the medium. Because at this moment, I think what the voices we need to hear from are minorities, basically, whether that be POC, whether that be LGBTQIA+, whether that be, whoever it may be. Those are the types of voices I think that the world would benefit to hear from the most right now. The medium is so interesting because obviously you'd think I'd immediately be like, video games. But I do acknowledge that that's probably not the most worldwide medium, and you'd want to spread it worldwide, right? Art's tricky because now a lot of art's AI, and I don't want people writing off things as being AI, and I'm thinking way too literally about this. This is sort of, you are seeing my anxiety and need to be right manifesting right in front of your eyes. I'm like, what if POC people make art and then people think it's AI? So then it's insane, the thing that happens in my brain. It's very all over the place.
Get over here!